Ever promised yourself no more sweets, only to find yourself raiding the fridge at midnight? You're not alone. And surprisingly, that dessert craving might not be your downfall. It could be the key to sustainable weight loss. Yes, you read that right. One of the most unexpected weight loss strategies in 2025 involves eating dessert, not as a cheat, but as a tool. Let's explore how smart dessert timing, portion control, and psychology might help you lose fat and finally make peace with your cravings. First, let's understand, why do we crave dessert so badly? Cravings, especially for sweet things, aren't about laziness or lack of willpower. There's science behind it. When you consume sugary foods, your brain's reward system is activated. Dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter, floods your system. That's why a bite of cake feels like a hug after a stressful day. This biological feedback loop turns dessert into more than a treat. It becomes emotional medicine, comfort, escape, even love. But here's the twist. Most diets tell you to quit sweets altogether. No cookies, no brownies, no exceptions. Sounds noble, right? But according to a 2013 study in Appetite, eliminating specific foods doesn't eliminate the desire. In fact, it makes the brain want them even more. This is known as the forbidden fruit effect. The pattern looks like this. You restrict, obsess, cave in, binge, feel guilty, give up. And so the cycle continues, sometimes for years. So if cutting dessert isn't working, maybe adding it strategically is the smarter move. Then, understand, balanced dieting always beats restrictive dieting. A groundbreaking 2024 study by Dr. Daniela Jakubowic, published in Steroids and Metabolism, tracked overweight individuals on 2 different diet plans. Group A, low-carb, dessert-free. Group B, balanced diet with dessert at breakfast. At 16 weeks, both groups lost weight. But by week 32, the story shifted. Group A regained 24 pounds on average. Group B, still dropping pounds steadily. The difference? Satisfaction. Those who enjoyed a structured dessert in the morning had fewer cravings, better blood sugar control, and higher motivation throughout the day. This isn't an isolated finding. A 2021 study in the International Journal of Behavioral Nutrition found that dieters who allowed small indulgences were twice as likely to stick to their goals compared to those who practiced rigid restriction. The conclusion is clear. A flexible, enjoyable plan beats a rigid, joyless one every time. Let's break it down. How can dessert actually help with fat loss? You might be thinking, this sounds nice in theory, but how does it actually work? Good question. Here's the physiological breakdown. 1. Morning dessert equals better insulin response. Your body processes sugar more efficiently in the morning. A 2020 study in diabetes care found that glucose spikes were significantly lower after morning indulgence versus evening. Why does this matter? When blood sugar spikes are minimal, your body is more likely to use sugar for energy, not store it as fat. 2. Dessert helps maintain. Leptin, your satiety hormone. When you drastically reduce sugar intake, leptin, the hormone that tells your brain you're full, begins to drop. Low leptin equals constant hunger equals harder fat loss. Including a controlled dessert can help stabilize leptin levels, reducing the urge to overeat later. 3. Reduces the psychological pressure of never again. Let's be honest. When you say, I can never have dessert again, how long does that really last? Maybe a few days. Then it's back to raiding the pantry. Knowing that dessert is part of your plan gives you psychological relief. The foundation of popular approaches like IIFYM if it fits your macros. You're no longer fighting your brain, you're working with it. How to do it right, the smart dessert strategy. This isn't about eating cupcakes on the couch every night. It's about structured indulgence, timed wisely, portioned intelligently, and paired smartly. Here's how to turn dessert into a diet asset. 1. Eat dessert early in the day. If you're craving something sweet, the best time to enjoy it is earlier in the day, preferably in the morning or early afternoon. Why? Because that's when your body's insulin sensitivity is at its peak, meaning it can process sugar more efficiently. Your metabolism is also more active during these hours, which helps burn off the calories instead of storing them as fat. Eating sweets late at night, when your metabolism slows down, is more likely to contribute to weight gain and poor sleep. 2. Pair it with protein or fiber. Don't eat dessert alone, give it some company. When you pair a sugary treat with protein or fiber, it helps slow down the absorption of sugar in your bloodstream. This means fewer energy crashes, less hunger later, and better control over cravings. Great combos include Greek yogurt, topped with honey and berries, a small piece of dark chocolate with a handful of almonds, or chia pudding sprinkled with cinnamon. These combos not only taste amazing, but also keep you full and satisfied. Stick to 100 to 200 calories. Dessert doesn't have to be a calorie bomb. A sweet treat that falls within the 100 to 200 calorie range is usually enough to curb cravings without messing up your overall calorie goals. Think small but satisfying, like a mini cheesecake bite, 1 tablespoon of dark chocolate chips, or a single protein cookie. You get the joy of dessert without the guilt or the extra inches on your waistline. 4. Plan it, don't wing it. Spontaneous dessert decisions usually lead to overindulgence. That's why it's smarter to plan your treat ahead of time. Whether it's saving a portion of your calories for something sweet after lunch or scheduling a Saturday night indulgence, having a plan helps you stay in control. This way, dessert becomes a part of your balanced routine, not a guilt-ridden impulse. Best dessert choices that won't derail your goals. Here are 5 dietitian-approved desserts that check all the boxes: satisfying, nutritious, and goal-friendly. 1. Dark chocolate, 70% or higher. When sweet cravings hit, dark chocolate is your best friend, but make sure it's at least 70% cocoa. It's rich in antioxidants that support heart health and reduce inflammation. Compared to milk chocolate, it has far less sugar and a more intense flavor, so even 1 to 2 small squares are enough to satisfy your craving without going overboard. A guilt-free luxury that actually helps you stay on track. 2. Greek yogurt plus berries plus honey. This combo isn't just delicious, it's a powerhouse of nutrients. Greek yogurt gives you a hefty dose of protein, which helps keep you full. Berries add natural sweetness along with antioxidants that fight free radicals. A drizzle of honey provides natural sugars without spiking your blood sugar too high. It's the perfect light dessert, or even a smart post-breakfast treat that feels indulgent but fuels your goals. 3. Chia pudding with cinnamon. Chia seeds are tiny but mighty, packed with fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, and plant-based protein. When soaked, they expand and create a pudding-like texture that digests slowly and keeps you full for hours. Add a sprinkle of cinnamon for flavor and added blood sugar support. This dessert isn't just satisfying, it actually helps control your appetite and stabilize energy throughout the day. 4. Homemade oatmeal protein cookies. Swap the bakery cookies for these homemade versions made with rolled oats, nut butter, and protein powder. They are naturally sweetened, no refined sugar needed, and packed with fiber and healthy fats. They're perfect for when you need a sweet bite on the go, whether after a workout or during a mid-afternoon slump. Easy to make, easy to carry, and easy on your waistline. 5. Mini protein cheesecake bites. Love cheesecake but hate the guilt? These mini bites are your answer. Made with high-protein ingredients like Greek yogurt or protein powder and using less sugar and healthier crust alternatives, they give you that creamy, rich taste without the calorie overload. They're small, satisfying, and fit perfectly into a fat loss-friendly diet. You won't believe they're actually good for you. But what if I'm addicted to sugar? You're not alone, but the term sugar addiction is often misunderstood. A 2022 meta-analysis in Frontiers in Nutrition confirmed that rigid dietary control actually increases binge eating, especially in women. The constant fear of sugar creates urgency, obsession, and ultimately a crash. By allowing a small, structured dessert, your brain begins to see sweets as normal, not forbidden. You stop chasing sugar highs because you're no longer starving emotionally. This is not feeding addiction. It's retraining your mindset around food. What do real people say? Success stories say a lot. Real-life success often says more than research. Gunnar Peterson, the renowned celebrity trainer behind some of Hollywood's most fit and fabulous, often recommends including a small sweet snack after breakfast. His approach helps clients stay mentally satisfied throughout the day, reducing the urge to binge later. According to him, when cravings are handled smartly and early, they're far less likely to sabotage long-term goals. Similarly, Dr. Jade Teta, a well-known metabolic health expert, encourages his clients to enjoy controlled portions of dessert in the morning. Why? Because it helps prevent the all-too-common evening binges triggered by emotional hunger and restrictive eating. By allowing a little indulgence early in the day, he believes people can maintain better control over their appetite and mood and build a healthier, more realistic relationship with food. Reddit fitness communities like Our Fitness and R1200 is Plenty are full of personal stories. I stopped craving junk after adding dark chocolate with breakfast. One dessert a day helped me lose 40 pounds and finally stay consistent. It removed the guilt and helped me enjoy food again. The common thread? Planned dessert equals better control equals real results. But let's be real. Dessert alone won't make you slim. This isn't a magic bullet. Dessert doesn't torch fat. It doesn't replace calories burned through exercise. It doesn't override overeating. But what it does do, and this is key, is help you stick to your plan without feeling punished. That consistency is what drives fat loss. You don't need the perfect diet. You need a diet that you'll still be following 6 months from now, and that's what makes dessert powerful. It keeps your journey sustainable. So, what's the final takeaway? Strict dieting might help you lose weight fast, but it rarely helps you keep it off. When you add a small controlled dessert to your routine, especially in the morning, you reduce stress, stop the binge cycle, and start repairing your relationship with food. You don't have to give up the foods you love to be healthy. You just need to eat them strategically. So here's your mini action plan. Pick one dessert you love, enjoy it early in the day, pair it with protein or fiber, portion it out, and move on. This is real-life eating, not perfection, but consistency. If this gives you a fresh perspective, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who's tired of constantly battling their cravings and feeling like they've failed. Because the truth is, You don't have to suffer or give up everything you love to lose weight. Save this as a reminder for those tough days when the sweet tooth kicks in. Share it with a friend who needs to hear that balance is not just possible, it's sustainable.